In this tutorial, we are continuing the objective of solving simple trigonometrical equations of the form sin theta equals k. Look at the example. Solve in the interval where x is between 0 and 360 degrees. The equation 5 sine x equals minus 2. The 5 is multiplied by sine x. First, we will solve it as an equation and we will get rid of the coefficient 5 so that it can be sine x equals to constant. 5 sine x equals minus 2. We divide by 5 on both sides. Sine x equals minus 2 over 5, where x is between 0 and 360 degrees. Now we will use the calculator and always be careful to have the unit as degrees. X is sine minus 1 for the value minus 2 over 5. Let's use the calculator. Shift sine minus 2 over 5. The answer is minus 23.57. We are taking up to 3 significant figures, so minus 23.6 degrees. Okay, now we want to represent this on the quadrant. This is the coordinate plane. This is angle 23.6. It is in the fourth quadrant. We write minus 23.6 degrees. Notice that this is not in the range 0 to 360. Now we take all the acute angles possible. Here we have 23.6. Also here we have 23.6. And finally here we have 23.6. Okay, so the sign of the angle is negative. That means we need to look for quadrants that have the sign as negative. For the first one, all the trigonometric ratios are positive. That means this is rejected. For the second one, the sign is positive, so this is rejected. In the third quadrant, only the tan is positive, so here the sign is negative. We take the third quadrant. The same for the fourth. Only the cosine is positive, so here the sign is negative. We only need to represent the angles that are in the third and fourth quadrant. X is negative on the calculator and we need the x to be between 0 and 360. So what do we do? In the third quadrant, if we start from the positive x-axis like this is the angle. It is 180 plus 23.6. The answer is 203.6 degrees. We want up to 3 significant figures, so it is 204 degrees. Now for the second x, which is in the fourth quadrant. All of it is 360 degrees minus 23.6. So 360 minus 23.6. The answer is 336.4 degrees. We want up to 3 significant figures, so it is 336 degrees. These are the two values of x, and they are exactly between 0 and 360 degrees. They satisfy the condition of interval on x, and if we calculate the sign on each angle, it will be exactly equal to minus 2 over 5. Look at the book. First, you rewrite the equation in the form of sine x equals to constant. We used the calculator and the answer for x was negative. Note that this calculator solution is not in the given interval. That is why we represented them on the quadrant plane. And we defined when the sign is negative. So we looked at the third and fourth quadrant for the solutions. You can read off the solution in the given interval. Note that in this case, if alpha equals sine minus 1 for minus 0.4 where k is negative, the solutions would be 180 degrees minus alpha and 360 degrees plus alpha. It depends on the angle. It is best not to memorize it as a rule and to always see how it is represented on the quadrant plane. Okay, let's see the summary. A first solution of the equation sine x equals k is your calculator value. A second solution is 180 degrees minus alpha. When the constant is positive, this is the first solution that the calculator gives. The second solution is 180 minus alpha or pi minus alpha if you are working in radians. Other solutions are found by adding or subtracting multiples of 360 degrees or 2 pi radians. This depends on how the interval of the angle is defined. Do not memorize this as a rule. Always rely on the quadrants because you know when these trigonometric ratios are positive or negative. So check which quadrant satisfies the relation, then you can find the angle.